You may notice that Dayan in this video has nothing to do with Dayan in the previous video, and even less with Dayan from the video before the previous one. As stupid as it sounds, Dayan today is Dayan who has gone through his first 30 days of restoring his aura. What do I mean? I quit YouTube because I was extremely burned out. I made a video and uploaded it 2 weeks after filming. I decided to sit right on this chair, grab my laptop, and do a retrospective on Dayan. And I wanted to notice the right exact moment when Dayan Ivanov, Din Fraser, lost his aura and, more importantly, lost respect for himself, the respect for the person he used to be. And in these 30 days, my life changed drastically, and now I'll tell you how in 30 days, or rather in the first 30 days, how I actually regained my lost aura, manhood, respect for myself, respect for my girlfriend, respect for my parents, and most importantly, respect from you, the legends. The truth is, in the last few months, I was really burned out and I had made my life so comfortable. To take out my camera and complain instead of just looking inside myself and fixing my problems is that I turned from Din Fraser, the legend, the guy who never complains, the guy who always stands and looks challenges in the eye and pushes through them and succeeds, into a softer version of myself, the guy who actually complains all the time. And I went and looked at my videos. I watched those videos and I tell myself, man, you look pathetic. What's going on, Dayan? What happened? What happened? The truth is, a lot of things happen. So many things happen that you can't always have control over. But when things get really tough and you realize you've turned into a walking loser, you realize that actually, maybe the problem comes from things I thought weren't a problem, like partying too much or outsourcing all my work just because I can afford it. Like not taking my workout seriously, like not being the best version of myself. And for the last 30 days, I decided to step away from YouTube because I was talking about it way too much. Too often Dayan was coming back to Lock and Mall. Too often Dayan was taking his life and turning it upside down. Until the next Friday when he would go out to a party, get drunk, go back home, lie in bed for 2 days, and then the whole cycle starts all over again. I don't cook for myself, I don't count my calories, I order food, and I'm not the best version of myself. I thought, I want to return. But I started filming this type of video 30 days ago when there was no difference in myself, and I started filming it. I'm filming it and realized I've made this video at least 4 times this year, and every time I disappoint myself, I disappoint the legends, and most importantly, I disappoint my own brain and break the trust from me to myself. If I tell myself several times a year, now I'm coming back, even though summer went well, things went downhill after, to hell. I realized that if I don't make a change for myself, not for YouTube or for a video, it will never happen. So I set myself a 30-day challenge just for me. Not for YouTube, not for Instagram, not for Liza, not for my parents or my friends. I told myself that in 30 days I would change my life and do what I had been avoiding for so long, to actually face the consequences of my decisions. And I want to tell you that the last 30 days have probably been some of the happiest 30 days I've had in the past year. Even though I haven't had any alcohol in the last 30 days, today marks 30 days without alcohol. For 30 days, I've been counting my calories, which sounds extremely annoying. For 30 days, I've done cardio every morning. For 30 days, I've worked instead of outsourcing. Because when you have the financial freedom to have a job and give it to someone else and you take a percentage, you become a lazy bastard. And even though I can afford to be a lazy bastard, absorbed in that, to buy myself time, because buying time is actually possible once you have an automated e-commerce business, another business, a third one, and when you have so many income streams. In my head, it was always, oh, let me buy myself some time. Let me outsource it so I can have free time. And my free time, what was I doing? Nothing meaningful that made me feel good. Nothing meaningful that gave me an aura. Nothing meaningful that actually made me better every single day. What I've always believed in is 1% better every day. The only thing I was getting better at every day was being a lazy bastard, you know? Being lazy. For the past 30 days, I kept saying, this isn't me. This isn't Dayan, Din Fraser, or legendary behavior. This is the behavior of someone who maybe retired at 45 and decided he wants to have some free time, for fuck's sake. I'm not 45, I'm 28, and I have energy, I have drive, I have everything in me. And I decided to ignore it only because I didn't want to have any obligations. After watching a few videos, I've had a pretty awesome life. Since August though, I let everything get to me way too much and I told myself, fuck YouTube, fuck everything. I need to look inside myself and fix myself before I even start making content. I mean, how can you make content about personal development if you haven't developed personally yourself? And that's why for the last 30 days, I decided to embark on the quest to restore my aura. 30 days. To do all the things I've actually been avoiding, paying someone else to do them for me. From a work perspective, improving your daily life starts when you have a lot to do and want to do it well. How did I start my 30-day aura farming for myself and not for social media? 3 days of water fasting, then 2 weeks of carnivore so I can repair my body. And since then, it's been 16 days that I've been counting calories. I go to bed at 10:30 at night, wake up early in the morning at 6:30 or 7, walk, do cardio, and hit the gym. I haven't skipped. The only thing I might eat is at home. Or if I go out, I eat clean food, most often raw fish, because raw fish or steaks, so I can count my calories. I use all the tricks that used to make me feel confident that I'm better than other people. Not because I have an artificial ego, but because I actually make decisions that not many people make. And the last 30 days were the first 2 weeks were tough. Let's not kid ourselves. To start taking control of your life after so many months of not having it under control, it sucks. I had forgotten how much it sucks, not just to be the best version of yourself, but to become the best version of yourself when you're lazy. And I'm making this video to tell you that even in these 30 days, the difference is huge. And the hard part is just the first 15 days, literally. The hard part is the first 15, 20 days to build your habits. But it's proven that a new habit is formed in 2 weeks. I was gonna say 14 days, but 2 weeks or 14 days, it doesn't matter. And right now, I can't even imagine myself having the life I had before. I can't see myself being lazy. I can't see myself being dissatisfied with the time I spend during the day doing the tasks I do. Every task I finish makes me feel like a god. At the end of the day, I'm Dejan, I'm Din Fraser. I'm the owner of the biggest men's jewelry business in Bulgaria, a niche that's tough in Bulgaria. Every person who respects me from my business friends, knows doing jewelry business is very hard because I changed the stigma in Bulgaria about wearing jewelry, that it's not gay, that it's masculine, that it's super... Come on, tell me, bro, how is this literally gay right now? I have this badass bull skull on my neck, I have a chain. I've built a business in one of Bulgaria's toughest niches, then started a second and third. I got so comfortable and life became so easy that I forgot how great it feels to overcome daily challenges. And right now I want to share with you that even during these 30 days, the only thing I was reminded of is that it's hard to start, but easy to maintain. I still have 13 weeks left of the cut. I mentioned I'd been aura farming for 30 days, but it's only been 16 days. I'm counting calories now, but before this, I did a carnivore diet to get my abs in shape by eating only protein. For a period of time, the body gets nicely cleansed, you don't retain food because it's digested and so on. Now that I'm counting calories, the first days were terrible and unpleasant, but now I realize that with 2,500 calories on training days and 2,000 on rest days, I eat more than before and feel nourished, energetic, and happy. My face tightened, my skin improved, and I looked younger. I watch my old videos and think, why didn't anyone tell me, Dayan, that's not you? Honestly, in times like this, you need men around. So much, I stopped communicating with my friends who are successful in similar fields that I realized how, actually, when you're with friends, family, or your girlfriend, often the people closest to you don't tell you the truth to your face. And I had to tell myself the truth to my face that it's time for a change, and I think I did it. One of the first things a person needs to do to get their aura back, is to look in the mirror and say, damn, those are good results. Right now, when I look, I'm not ashamed. And I realized that actually, even when I was overweight, I wasn't ashamed because I didn't realize that I didn't really look that good because I was just so comfortable. Because I've been fighting my body dysmorphia so much, which is really good. I don't have body dysmorphia because even at my heaviest, I filmed shirtless videos and felt comfortable. When I looked at myself, I didn't feel fat, and now I realize how much better I feel. When I see some abs, when I see shoulders, nicely shaped chest, traps, forearms, everything looking good, you know what I mean? Regaining your aura often begins with your appearance. So when you look in the mirror, you want to say, damn, what a cool guy. How could you say you don't want to look even better or keep up that look? Then you realize each small task you complete brings satisfaction. You sleep peacefully at night because I live by 3 rules, including going to bed. Knowing that I haven't offended anyone at all, that my success doesn't depend on the failure of others, and knowing that I haven't lied to anyone, consciously and intentionally, for my own benefit. I've just been fooling myself lately, pretending I'm living a good life when it's really just okay. With many poor decisions leading to one outcome, a slow but inevitable decline and destruction of character. It's so easy to play games, use the PlayStation, and order food non-stop. It's convenient, easy, and enjoyable, but ultimately causes a slow, dramatic loss of what defines a man. To take responsibility for your own actions, seeing how, when you have money, it's convenient to be a worse version of yourself. And damn, I mean, that's the absolute truth. It was so comfortable for me not to be in fight or flight mode that I forgot what it's like, and right now I feel super cool and fired up. Every morning I wake up ready to work because my tasks are now easy for me. Not because the tasks are easy, but because I've trained my brain to feel good about the fact that I do every single task myself and not pay someone else to do it. Doing things yourself gives you confidence and makes you feel cool, unlike just paying someone else to do it. You have the confidence that you have the capacity, the skills, and the knowledge to do it, to manage a business, to design a plan that can be followed not only by you, but by your team as well. To have a team that looks up to you as a good leader, because unless you are a good leader, the team itself will never look up to you. I was outsourcing absolutely everything so much that I started asking my team if my decisions were good instead of my team carrying out the decisions I made, because I started outsourcing everything. And I'm sharing this with you so you can say to yourself, all right then, Dayankata. If you made a mistake and went off track, then it's really possible for someone to get back on track. If I got off track and returned, so can you. I'm no more special than you. With absolutely nothing, except I've always prided myself that my special thing is discipline, and when discipline leaves me, damn it, nothing is left. I was so disappointed in myself when I looked back at my content, and not just my content, because this person lost control. And right now I'm on a mission to recover, not just for 30 days, but completely. Control over my life, control over my relationship, over my appearance, over my business, over everything that's required of me to get it back. And I feel like a freaking legend, you know? I feel like a freaking motivated, disciplined legend. I feel the way I did before I reached my financial goals, even though I've kept them. Iced Out is having one of its best years this year. The last 60 days for Iced Out have been totally, literally, wow. This year it's an Iced Out Christmas, literally. We make between 50 and 60 orders a day, which is insane. Everyone says, Dayan, the jewelry is unique. Loyal customers take photos with 15 to 20 items because I know the product is good. And I get so focused on outsourcing that I start to lose touch with my own business, with what I've always done. And that's helping people be the best version of themselves, because I believe that being the best version of yourself isn't just on the inside, but on the outside too, right? Looking in the mirror and thinking, damn, that's awesome. Or putting on clothes and saying, damn, that's cool. Alfie. Why would anyone take my advice if I myself? I don't even trust myself to match jewelry with clothes, so they probably don't look good together. And I realized that I did this to myself, I did it to myself, and I recovered on my own. In the video, it explains how I restored my aura in 30 days. Now, I'll tell you a few things I started doing. I counted my calories, I went to bed early, I got up early. Actually, I do my cardio every day. I don't miss a single workout, even the leg days. And for every workout, I don't just try to get through it, but rather I go and give it my all because I respect my time. One of the things I started doing again is respecting the time I give. When I have to do something, I tell myself, okay, you have a task, give it your all so that this task isn't just done, but done with quality. At workouts, don't just go through the motions. Always give 100%, not just 60%. And then you feel satisfied instead of just acting lazy and wondering why you lack results. Another thing I started doing, I completely eliminated added sugar. For 30 days, I haven't eaten any added sugar. I've forgotten what chocolate tastes like. I've forgotten what sugar tastes like. I've forgotten what that thing that gives you a boost tastes like. Your blood sugar spikes, forcing you to struggle with yourself and future habits. I'm thrilled I turned my life around in 30 days. I look different and rejuvenated. Watching my videos, I went from looking 35 to my real age, 28. I'm 28, and I think that for a 28-year-old, I look good right now. But still, I don't look as good as I would if I continue this lifestyle. And this lifestyle, the responsible lifestyle, is extremely annoying when you're not responsible. The moment things start moving and everything gets going and falls into a routine, it's actually pretty easy, that's the truth. Avoiding bad decisions gets easier the longer you go without making them. And I want to tell you that if I can do it, you can too. If I realized it again, you can too. to quit sugar, to go to bed early, to start working out, and to approach every single task and responsibility with love. Because all the tasks you do, all the decisions that actually sound annoying, are the ones that build character. That's what makes you a man. That's what makes you responsible. That's the things you do with responsibility, with desire, with love. Make people notice you and say, wow, he's really maturing. The truth is, I didn't try for myself, and that mainly affected me, my loved ones, Liza, and our relationships. Over the past month, I chose to delete YouTube and social media. I began noticing the woman beside me who's been with me for nearly 3 years and supports me through every stage of my life. And when I focused on myself, on my inner satisfaction, on my inner happiness, on the relationship that I chose to be in, no one is forcing me. My life is great and I'm in a very happy relationship. I have absolutely no problems with Liza. I have no problems with myself. I have no problems with discipline. I have no problems making tough decisions. And that's exactly what I want to say. If I managed to restore my aura in 30 days, you can do it too. I started using artificial intelligence to assist me, not to make my life easier. Actually, counting calories is even easier now because I use artificial intelligence to help me count calories because my fitness pal, I always use a scale, but if you use AI to track calories and macros, not just daily. For example, if you photograph something, describe it from every angle, and ask it to consult a verified database, artificial intelligence can easily calculate your calories and help you. Even when you're outside, to have an 80% idea of what you're consuming and 80% of what you eat outside, it can help you have a good social life and actually get good results. So I go out to eat once or twice with friends, with Liza for dinner. The rest of the time, food at home, results, calorie counting. I combine the best of both worlds without being extreme on either side. I feel great, I feel amazing, and I challenge you to start feeling exactly the way I do, responsible for your own actions. Because in the end, there will never be anyone to give you a hand and save you unless you save yourself and give yourself a hand. Be the best version of yourself, legends, and never let yourself go the way I did. Never outsource too much work. Always keep yourself busy. Hold yourself accountable so you can always nurture your own ego in a good way, your own character and everything that makes you a man or a good woman. As a woman, become your best self as men and women complement each other. And I just wanted to tell you, I feel great, I feel alive, I feel pumped, I feel motivated, I feel happy. And I didn't want to make a YouTube video about this because I'm tired of having change after change after change on social media. I wanted to make a video and rather show the result. Here are 30 days without alcohol, 30 days without added sugar, 30 days without a single bad decision made. I can't go back to bad decisions now since I've already separated myself from them. I no longer connect with bad choices. Every single bad decision I look at, I tell myself, it's not worth the time I'm going to give it. It's not worth making a bad decision and diminishing the efforts I've put in. It's not worth betraying myself again. It's not worth betraying myself again. Don't betray yourself. Don't do it. Just don't betray yourself. There's nothing better than being responsible. Thank you.